Alright, you guys, we are back at it with our boring lives. And it's cold.
Still sad.
Still sad and cold.
Yeah, it's cold every time you open the fucking door. It's taking a while to warm it back up in this muff.
Four doors, no horse.
What was the joke on that? Was like his handle? Four doors, no whores. He's like, yes, that is my handle.
It's four doors.
On Twitter or whatever the fuck what they're
Four
calling
doors, more whores. That was his handle.
it.
Damn, that's kind of.
It's pretty clever.
It's cold, bro.
It's clever.
It's cold, bro.
You can't do like 12 back of sad, you know.
One guy, 5 fingers.
One guy, 5 fingers? Where are they gonna go? I don't know. It just depends. How sad am I?
You need the beer?
No, I just cracked one, I think.
Did you?
I mean, it's pretty fresh. It's got a lot of weight to it.
Is it hefty?
More weight than I would like, but I think I just opened it, so. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all right. Probably like 5 beers.
Joel beers.
Oh, I drank a 40 before I came here, so.
Did you?
Just
I
be
figured
honest.
you would.
Yeah. You figured I would? You a little alky. A little closet alky. I was got liquid in it.
I knew there's one.
Yeah, put that full on the floor. It'll be cold here in a second.
Yeah. Best thing about being cold, the beer stay cold.
What was that guy we worked with? He'd go buy beer on his like lunch break. It was the best pay. Yeah, oh, yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He'd go get it on like on his lunch break. You know the best part about fucking winter is the beer stay cold. And I'm like, okay, like can't even wait till you get home. You live like 5 minutes down the road, bro.
I was wondering why.
Although I live pretty close to the grocery store, and there's been times where I like buy a case or something, or like 8 pack of the 12 ounces or 16 ounces. I mean, I had that motherfucker like primed and ready in the coaster as I hit the private lane. I'm like, I was like, oh, I little legend, fucking rebel here, just fucking sipping and driving, you know.
A little sip of.
So I can listen to radio or like whatever music I'm listening to, or talking to my dad or whoever through the Bluetooth. Crush of beers, and I'm like, I guess I'll cut grass today. And I get inside, I'm like, yeah, fuck that. You know,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to cut grass for 3 weeks. Fucking
One beer.
it don't need it, but there's some high spots, I guess. I just level it out for one more final cut, I guess, until the spring.
Well, all the people that are here listening to us talk, I mean,
Probably Wisconsin.
we're gonna come
There's
to.
probably fucking 10 feet of snow. They probably are listening. They've been through all the other podcasts.
We're gonna come through some boring stuff here. Our crappy life.
Yeah, I cut
Didn't
grass
motivate
sometimes on the weekends.
We went to catch some crappie this past weekend.
What did we catch? A buzz?
Nothing.
Got a little buzz.
Cold.
Then we got caught behind a fucking parade on the way back. That sucked. Sitting there.
Yeah.
You go to Matthews, you're going the wrong way. That's the end of the line. Matthews, you know, it really is. That's the beauty of this place is like,
oh, it's nothing.
there ain't no like drama that happens here. Nothing crazy. Like people, it's like you don't drive through this place. It's just you have to be coming.
No way to drop through.
No, like unless your shit floats, you know. I don't know what the Teslas do nowadays. They probably don't float, but if it does, then you could come out this way, I suppose. But you're just making a big ass fucking loop for no goddamn reason. It's nice here though. I mean, it's chill. It's more like a retirement community, but
I feel bad if you drop through Matthews, Virginia.
you don't drive through it though. Like you have to purposely do
drive
it.
through here, and you turn around down at the bottom of New Point, and you come back.
That's it.
What is your life like? What is your life like?
This is our vacation from Richmond.
What are you doing with your life? We need to do better.
Yeah, I promise you, no one other than like people in Richmond are coming here. I mean, I came here and I even know. I moved to the Outer Banks and didn't even know what that fucking place was. From Indiana. I grew up born and raised in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Well, New Point.
I met a girl we dated for like 3 months, and she's like, "I'm moving do you want to come with me? I was like, sure, fuck it. And then brought me along, and I was like, where are you going? Outer Banks. What the fuck is that? Never even heard of it.
Yeah.
They started saying like Kitty Hawk or Killed Up Hills. Like, oh, the Wright brothers. Okay, now I kind of vaguely remember that shit, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I never really heard of the Outer Banks until not really you started saying something about it, but
A lot of people call it Nag's Head or whatever, but
yeah, Nags.
at least around here they call it Nag's Head, or I guess like you say the beach, but you could be in like the beaches around here or Virginia Beach or that's the beach.
Dude, where I'm from, it's Myrtle Beach. Everybody's going to Myrtle Beach for the summer, dude. It's like, oh, you got money. You know where I'm going for the summer? Got more fucking wood for the winter. Like a man.
What do they call this right now is like the winter arc. When people like really fucking lock in to do their thing.
Yeah, yeah. I really wasn't a lot of fun growing up where I'm at. Just more staying out of jail and
Yeah, I mean that was always top of the list.
felonies at this
I wouldn't say
point.
top of the list because it's always like, oh, it's not gonna happen. Oh well, started like painting, doing graffiti and shit, and yeah, definitely wanted to stay out of jail, but always found a way to get away with it. I guess graffiti was fun. Did it for years, painting
Yeah,
trains mostly. Freight trains. Uh, hoppers, boxcars, tankers. Tankers need love too. If anyone picks up on that, you know what I'm saying. But we get hyped. We always had boxcars. This is back in the day, like early. No, I say like late '08, '09 is when I got into the freight trains, and that was for me at least the hype of it because you get benched. You go bench some freights and you see some trains rolling by, like, all right, like getting hyped on some graffiti coming by. But nowadays, man, I dropped out of for I say a few years, but I guess several years, and I get hyped on the clean car. I get
yeah.
hyped when I see a car with no graffiti on it.
What the hell?
And it's like, oh, it's like this like rare thing. You're like, oh, I want to get that. Now it's just like
Where'd that come from?
versus like benching a line. You're like, oh, I want to get this flick. Now it's like, oh, I want to get that car, or I guess get a flick of this clean car in the mix of all this bullshit where everybody and their fucking sister has a name now.
Yeah.
And there's some cool pieces out there. I ain't hating that shit. It's probably better than what the fuck I was doing. Or even could do now. I I still fuck around here and there, but honestly, it don't even fucking matter.
No, there's a lot of clean pieces.
Yeah, put a lot of work in. You should have started like in the early 2000s, like you know, itch or ick, I guess. Ichabod, the freight god. I knew dudes that like I was cruising with that they were painting like '04, hitting freights heavy.
Yeah.
And they fizzle out. They do their own thing, the tattoo shop, and I guess that's like most graffiti artists go into tattooing.
It's kind of weird.
I don't know. I just not most. I mean, I don't even want to say most. Like, it's funny how like the walk of lives, like the people do graffiti. It's everybody, dude.
Well, no, it's a good depiction of art too. Like if you can paint that stuff on the side of a train, and I bought a little bit of amateur tattoo stuff myself. It's really a good steady hand.
Well, I mean, I'm definitely into art. I love art. It's one thing to like show it and present yourself. Like I've done art shows. I did the one in town years ago, but it's kind of different. It's like dress all nice, show up. Like, hey, I
Oh,
painted this stuff. I was just painting, and the guy's like, hey, do you want to do art show? Like, I guess. Like, I guess I can make a few more pieces dedicated
yeah,
to that one piece to make it a whole show. And but the beauty of graffiti is really the only thing to it is to do it. It doesn't matter what you're painting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, it looks like shit. Oh,
imagine
that's
like
bad.
somebody like imagine painting something and then people want to talk about it to you. But if you're like you paint on a freight, you know, and it
Who the
just
fuck
goes
cares?
away.
Who the fuck
Yeah,
cares?
but now my shit gets flipped. I see shit on like the old heads here, Flickr. Um,
Flicker.
you know that website
Fuck
Flickr?
no, dude.
You don't know
Sounds kind of
Flickr?
gay as shit, dude.
No, Flickr. No, Flickr is people just post pictures on there, but it's like the old benching site. Like well, I think
What are
people
they benching, bro? What are they?
freight trains, but
Dudes, are
don't
they
make it gay,
benching
bro.
dudes?
I mean, it's sentimental,
This guy's
but
sideways here.
it's not like Instagram now where like anybody could like go paint
Yeah.
a few hundred freights and then it looks like you're up, but are you up? I like again going back to Ichabod, like the lines don't lie.
Yeah.
So if you go sit there, like I remember growing up, dude, before I was even really painting freights, or even before I even touched a freight, seeing an ick piece go by, I'm like, oh shit, damn. You got like the little block letters of
Man.
ICH, and you got like the little skull with the thing. You're
Oh,
like,
dude, I love it. It's always been
have you seen it before?
as
If
soon
you have, dude, then that's how you know. Everywhere,
as
dude.
soon as
Hand
I
styles.
seen. I come from a train place where I'm at. I've always wanted. I love the tattoos. I love the heavy ink. I love the heavy shading. I love the heavy like paint splatter. I love that. It's always been a huge part of my life. When it comes to art and stuff like that. Now, to see someone that's done it, I've never been an artist in my life when it comes to painting things like that. But to come from someone that has done these things is awesome, especially whenever you say that like you can not have a specific art form on that thing. Because in my mind I'm thinking someone can just paint like some trash and that's their form. It looks like shit. And is that a niche? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, they call it anti-style. It's
Yeah.
like if you paint really well, it's like I could do better, but I'm not going to. So
Yeah,
they
it's
call it
like trash.
anti-style.
It's trash, bro.
But no, there's a guy
No way.
there's a guy that goes by Slutto,
No way.
and
Okay.
he does like. And I remember when I first started seeing his shit, I'm like, and I caught some of his stuff in Richmond, like on some bridges. So he
Yeah.
was there. He's like a traveler, He hops on trains and jumps around. He's on some few
Oh, no
podcasts.
shit. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah,
Fuck.
he's a cool dude. He's like younger than I thought he was. A lot of these artists I met, like they're younger than I would imagine. Like I met Phone, um, from the
Don't know who
WH
that
crew
is.
and shit, MC crew at an art show, and I like bought one of his pieces. But he's younger than I thought he would be for some reason because he was painting like the
Yeah.
early '90s painting freights, and but even going back to Slutto, I mean, it's like when I first started seeing, it, I was like, damn, this is like whack, but like in a good way. And I guess now there's like a whole style called before I even knew about it, or probably even Slutto knew about it, but it's called like anti-style. It's like I can paint well, but I choose not to, kind
Well,
of
I
thing.
don't want to. I don't want to cut you off there, but I didn't know. Whenever I started seeing these things going on, I didn't know you guys had tags. I
Or
didn't
like
know that
one name
everyone was
was
different.
everything.
Yeah, I thought that it was just like paint.
Random shit.
I thought it was just random show and
Oh,
trade,
so
bro.
like super dope graffiti, you're like, oh, he's just painting something.
Yeah.
He changes every time. That's the thing though. Like, you can never get a number on how many graffiti artists there are. I can call them artists, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna consider myself an artist. I just like I put my shit on some shit. It's just like oh, I was here is how I see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've changed my name a few times over the years, but people get really dedicated to a name, and yeah, you just put it on his.
Like that one guy vomit, dude. I was like,
Oh
how
yeah,
the fuck can you paint on the backside
or he
of a
got busted, or
sign?
he's like in rehab or some shit. But yeah, yeah, bomber. Yeah, I mean, not when I first started going to restaurant. Maybe when I